Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Coast to Coast Live online showcase. I'm your host, JP, and today we have 8 artists who all submitted their music for an opportunity to move on to our championship round in Miami to compete for our grand prize. So the way it works is we're going to listen to each one of these artists' tracks. Our judges are going to give them live feedback, and if 2 out of the 3 judges give them a pass, they automatically move on to our championship round in Miami. So let's introduce our judges one at a time. Starting off with SHAWN BARRON. He's SVP of A&R Motown Capitol Records. Thank you for joining us today, SHAWN. Our next judge, he's an A&R director at Rock Nation. He's Polo. And last but not least, we got DJ Payne 1. He's a multi-platinum producer for Young JEEZY, LUDACRIS, Rick Ross, 50 Cent, 2 Chainz, and many, many more. Thanks for joining us, Payne. We're going to go ahead and get started with our first artist on the lineup. They go by Keegan with a C. So give me 1 second while I bring them in. And Keegan, what's going on? Can you turn your camera and your mic for us, please? Yep. So we got your song here. It is called You. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about? All right. Sounds good. Before we get into your song, let everyone know where you're from and where we can find your music. All right. Sounds good. We're going to get right into your track. Just give us 1 second while we load it up.
All right.
I'm Emily Kaufman, the travel mom, with some information.
Now let me tell you what my little bro said when we were smoking after work right next to the shed. He like, a jail changed you, the streets raised you, the gun stained you, your parents failed you, but God forgave you, but you saved you, you saved you. I'm just glad that you made it through, but I'm sitting in the stew getting deja vu. Same old lessons, can I get a clue? Walls all around, cannot see through. 23 and 1, nothing for the views. Ain't no phone calls, ain't no letters too. My sister and I watching Scooby-Doo. Overdose on drugs, but that shit's taboo. Sleeping under bridges, love I overuse. Star guard on my back, cause my dark hue. Red with that Caribbean blue. I got the Haitian flag waving in the open view. Everyone around you will be acting strange when you decide that you wanna change. Seeking for that signal, but they're out of range. They hit you with the interchange, memories for exchange. For scrolling through pictures that they sought to age. Last week I saw you got engaged. You starting a new page. For now I better lock in, but disengage. Jail changed you, the streets raised you, the gun stained you, your parents failed you, but God forgave you, and you saved you, you saved you. I'm just glad that you made it through, but it's about time that I get out my head. I pull myself up from the living dead. If you can't find love, love yourself instead. If you can't find yourself, then you're misled. Take a few steps, always look ahead. King on the mission here, dodging lead. Lost my way, but I brought the golden thread. A wise man said, may your neighbors respect you, trouble neglect you, angels protect you, heaven to accept you. Freedom come meet you. Love grow in you. Let nothing defeat you. I see you, I hear you. With my voice I bless you. So God, I will get you. Your dreams you thought through. Glow is within you. I'll never forget you. Insidious past, but that shit made you. That shit made you.
All right, there you have it. That was Keegan with a C with his song "You." Let's kick it off to our judges and see what they thought about this song. Let's start things off with Sean Barron. Sean, what did you think about Keegan and his track?
I think that is early on in his process of figuring out himself as an artist. The flow was off. The lyrics were cool, but in certain spots they didn't make sense. And just the overall recording could be better. So this is a no pass for me.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Sean. Unfortunately, it's a no pass from our first judge, but let's see what our second judge had to say. Let's kick it off to Pain One.
Yeah, I actually wrote in my notes that it feels early as well. What I like about it is the vulnerability and the sincerity, and you know, the approach is different. It's not what is typically presented by artists, especially not new artists. So if I could give him direct advice, it would be number one, do not lose that part of yourself, the core of who you are as an artist. Don't lose that. Don't abandon that. In terms of improvement, it would be focus on songwriting, focus on finding your rhythm. I thought the beat was great, but the pace just wasn't right for your internal rhythm. You wanted to go faster. It's you could figure out the right cadence. I think cadence is the key word here, to ride that beat. And then as you progress and develop and grow as an artist, then you start to learn how to adapt your cadence to, you know, different beats, but also, you know, find your pocket, because there are great, I'm not going to say names, but there are great legendary artists that I've heard rap on beats that are you know, half the speed they're used to, and they just can't figure it out. So there's no shame in figuring out your niche and your pocket and sticking to that. I mean, I like the song. I just see that it's early on, and I can't see this translating to like an electrifying performance, given that you just have time, that you need time to find your voice. So it's a reluctant no pass, but I think your core and spirit as an artist is a beautiful thing.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. Got some great feedback there from Pain. Let's see what our next judge thought. Polo, what are your thoughts? I hear you, but you sound very low.
How about now?
All right, now I hear you good.
Yeah, I agree with the guys. I mean, you know, I agree with definitely what Sean said, and Bang One definitely made a lot of great points. You know, that it feels early, and then I agree with Payne. I think finding his voice, finding his cadence, just getting more comfortable with the flow. You know, finding his flow, and then once you find that flow, and then you know, continue with the writing, that makes works out well. But that's just continually doing it. I always tell people, it's practice every day, right? Every day, you know, practice your flow, get more comfortable, and once it becomes a little bit, you know, more effortless, it sounds better. And then, you know, you have to, you know, you work on the lyrics and get better with the lyrics, and the songs will just start coming out better. If this is something you really want to do, just continue to do it. Just practice it. Go at it. Every day. I mean, there's definitely was potential, but it definitely does sound more early than than it should. But even with the recording, definitely try to get into a studio that's gonna help you, get a better mix and stuff like that as well. But yeah, it's a no pass just because it's early, but continue to practice, man. Definitely.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, I was 3 no passes, but you did get a lot of great feedback from all 3 of our judges there. So make sure to apply that to yourself, and we hope to see you at another online event. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by JD, the Jedi. We have them here in the Zoom, so give me 1 second while we bring them in. And JD, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, man. Good, man.
Awesome.
Ready?
So we got your song here. It's called... 1 second. I got it here. It's called All In. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Yeah, my song is really just explaining how much I'm willing to put my all into the game. Pretty simple. It's displaying skills and everything, just to show how much I really want to go all in.
All right, yeah. Awesome. Sounds good. Before we get into it, let everyone know where you're from and where we can find your music.
I'm from the Cayman Islands. I live in the Cayman Islands, and you can find my music on Apple Music, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, etc. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds good. So we're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
I'ma shoot for the stars, cause that's where I'm headed. Do what I do to make it far off of storytelling. Telling niggas that my soul ain't for no selling, but niggas still pushing my name around like it's propelling. I'm a pro telling niggas how I get it moving. I never been a sore loser, they wanna see me losing. I wanna hustle every day, so that is what I'm doing. I'ma go hard so a nigga eat, no chewing. Put all to it, I'ma prove it, so that's how I'm living. Want the money stacking tall till it reach the ceiling. I'ma go dumb till I'm numb, nigga, no feeling. Nigga gotta stand tall, so they stop believing. They still teething, no reach while I'm reaching up. Had to teach myself about the shit, cause I never teach enough. Had to stop reminiscing on when the shit was tough, so I can stop and just listen and really see what's up. Always keep meditating, my heart is obligated. Gotta seek and see what it take, like I am arcading. But I am not like these niggas, cause they be all playing. They all giving me attention, so they all paying. I'm all in this game, I could go all day. This how I came, been the same, I'm never changing. Coming back in this shit like I'm the Undertaker. I make a move so they can play, I'm the playmaker. Shorty bad, her low aim, might just play shaker. I'll be way safer, sometimes I don't think I can take her. Too hot like I took a stop at the equator. Do pop a middle finger when I see haters. You stopping and dropping, I'ma see you later. Want to cop a lot of shit, that's why I need paper. Want to live in this bitch, so I'ma get that. Do one shit, just switch, so don't sit back. I've been back to the basics, don't wanna get back. They be back on the basis, cause they be too attached. I'm all in, I don't wanna be falling. I've been on my dreams, I know it's calling. No matter how hard it seems, I can't be stalling. I gotta be ready for early in the morning. Always keep meditating, my heart is obligated. Gotta seek and see what it take, like I am arcading. But I am not like these niggas, cause they be all playing. They all giving me attention, so they all paying. I'm all in this game, I could go all day. This how I came, been the same, I'm never changing.
All right, there you have it. That was JD the Jedi with his song All In. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought, to start things off this time with Polo. Polo, what do you think about JD and his song?
You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Felt like, to be honest, early. It feels early too. I feel like he had a couple different melodies in the record. There was one or two that I kind of liked, but it was a lot of different melodies in one record. Felt like the writing could have been a little bit more strong, especially when it came to the chorus. And then I feel like the song being 2 years old, not sure how much you work in it or if you had anything newer to players, but I felt like that was something you made 2 years ago, so it felt a little older. I mean, and then the mix could have been a little much better. So for me right now, it's a no pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from Polo, but we still got two judges left to go. Let's kick it off to Sean. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel the same way on this one. I felt like it was a little bit better than the last one, but still kind of early, just figuring out your sound, figuring out where you want to go with it. I think you do got a dope voice, though. That's the one positive that I'll give you. I think your voice is dope. You just got to find out how to use it as a tool. But for this particular song, it's a no pass.
All right, thank you, Sean. Unfortunately, that's a no Sean. I'm sorry, a no pass from Sean. But before we move on, let's get your feedback from Payne. Payne, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with my fellow judges. There was this part at like a minute and 20 seconds where suddenly your flow, I feel like that was your pocket. And I wish it had been like that the whole song, because then after that, it just kind of went back to a more monotonous cadence. But right around 122, you had this interesting and appealing cadence. And that combined with your voice just created this really unique aesthetic, which I think, if anything, you should explore that. But again, it's 2 years old, so maybe you already have. But this is all I have to go on. So if I had to give you one piece of constructive criticism to cling on to from this song, it would be revisit that part around a minute 20 and just kind of see how you did that and how fluidly you rode that beat. And it was different. It wasn't the same cadence everyone was doing for this type of music, and then just develop that a little further.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Payne. One, unfortunately, no pass as well, but they get a lot of great feedback from everyone there. So make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to move on to our next artist. They go by Flow King Brave. We're going to bring him into the Zoom. Just give me 1 second while I bring him in. And Flow King, what's going on? Can you turn on your camera and your mic for us?
Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going? So we got your song here. It's called Never Fold. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Okay, the song Never Fold is about a time that I went through some things. I never gave up. I'm the parent of 13 children. So that's another reason why I try to maintain myself, never try to fold on any of those, lively things I have to take care of. Because, when you just take care of one child, it's very hard not to fold. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it is about. Is it's never folding through the hard times, never folding through the easy times.
Awesome. Sounds good. Before we get into it, let everyone know where you're from and where we can find your music.
Okay, I am from Buffalo, New York, the home of Benny the Butcher and the rest of the crew members. What was the other question you said? Buffalo, New York. Okay, Buffalo, New York. And
where you can find music.
You can find my music on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, basically everywhere. I'm everywhere. Radio, everywhere.
Awesome. Sounds good. We're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Thank you.
smashing on the baddest hoes. I be on my bullies, so you know they tryna kill me. Yeah, creeping down your block, and you know I keep the still. I'm a brave heart, so you know I gotta keep it real. You can sue me all you want, cause you know I keep the cheddar. I ain't worried about no court cases, cause I never let them. Got the Ruger in my hand. If this pussy think I'm playing, boy, ain't no fucking stopping me. I keep the haters watching me, fucking on your bitch, cause I know that get you mad, ho. I can never fold, bitch, and I don't mean to brag, yeah. I'ma get some money bags, I'm all about that cash, bitch. I'ma whoop his ass if a nigga talking trash, yeah. 10 toes down, boy, you know I never fold. Nah, all the ladies jocking me, my pockets on swole, yeah. Sippin' on Patron, I'm the Don Corleone, and I'm reppin' for my city, you know I'm the hottest one, yeah. 10 toes down, boy, you know I never fold. Nah, all the ladies jocking me, my pockets on swole, yeah. Sippin' on Patron, I'm the Don Corleone, and I'm reppin' for my city, you know I'm the hottest one. The hottest niggas wanna switch on me, they wanna be my enemies. I'ma lay them down, cause I'm killing all enemies. Why you wanna hate on me? You know I keep that switch on me. Ain't no fucking bitch in me, a lame I would never be. Frontin' for the internet, knowing you a fucking rat. We don't do that snitching shit. Keep me out your mentions, bitch. Flossin' on my haters. Bet that Draco levitate them. Headshot, face shot. Get them gone, then erase them. I'm a boss in these streets. Everybody know me. I'm the king around here. Let me make that shit clear. Hey, 25,000 in the rubber band, and I'm counting 35,000 in my other hand. You fucking nigga toes down, boy, you know I never fold. All the ladies jocking me, my pockets on swole. Yeah, sippin' on Patron, I'm the Don Corleone, and I'm reppin' for my city, you know I'm the hottest one. The hottest 10 toes down, boy, you know I never fold. Nah, all the ladies jocking me, my pockets on swole. Yeah, sippin' on Patron, I'm the Don Corleone, and I'm reppin' for my city, you know I'm the hottest one. The hottest one. I know you be trolling me, I sense a lot of jealousy, but in all reality, I know you niggas scared of me. Came from the gutter and I kept that shit 100. Ain't no frontin' when I tell you it's a problem, red dot 'em. Yeah, I came to shut it down, I'm the rap king now. Calling all this big money, all the ladies hold me down, yeah. Rapping for my city, all the players riding with me. Got the blicky if you itching, cause you doing too much reaching, yeah. Banging in your speakers, boy, I know you hear that 808. All the shorty dancing in the club, they trying to twerkulate. Bust it down, baby girl, let me see you percolate. Feeling like JEEZY, yeah, I got my paper straight. 10 toes down, boy, you know I never fold. All the ladies jocking me, my pockets on swole. Yeah, sippin' on Patron, I'm the Don Corleone, and I'm reppin' for my city, you know I'm the hottest one. The hottest one. Dub P Entertainment, yeah, nigga. Flow King Brave, bang out, yeah.
All right, there you have it. That was Float King Brave. Let's see what our judges thought about the song. To start things off, this time with Pain One. Pain One, what do you think about Float King and his song?
There was a moment too. It was a line. It was the rubber band other hand line that was crazy. I wish that cadence had been throughout, because after a certain point, it was like it was the same flow throughout the verses and even the chorus too, and it was a flow that I feel like was more characteristic. I mean, Sean and Polo can speak on it more as A&Rs, because they were in the business when, you know, that like the 2010 era of like it felt like the old school JEEZY, and like there will be no JEEZY slander because he made my career, but it felt like that era, and there were hints at him kind of updating his flow. out of the four, he's certainly the most polished that I've heard so far. I'll give it a pass. But I think, you know, it just needs to get stepped up and updated so it's not a monotonous sound throughout the whole, you know, 3-4 minute song.
All right, thank you, Payne One. You got a pass there from Payne One. Let's see what our other judges thought. Let's kick it off to Sean Barron. Sean, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with Payne One. I feel like this is the most polished one that we heard so far. I definitely think you got a solid voice, but it is kind of dated in your flow and your approach to the song. But I still think it's good enough to pass. So I'm gonna give you a pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Sean. You got a pass from Sean. Let's see if you got the clean sweep with Polo. Polo, what did you think?
I agree with my fellow judges. I know what they're talking about. You know, it's definitely more polished when it came to the sound, but the sound just felt a little more nostalgic. You know what I mean? Especially the cadence, the flow. If you kept the same flow out throughout the whole record, so it just made the whole record feel a little nostalgic. You know, it kind of didn't feel like today, to be honest with you. And that's what they're saying. I mean, but you know, again, out of today, all the artists that we heard today so far, he's been the one that's actually more polished, but you have to figure out how to change it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Especially when it came to the song, you could have probably switched it up in the second verse. You know what I mean? Don't keep the same cadence, don't keep the same flow, because it almost blended in with the hook, so it just made it feel like a very long song. You know what I'm saying? Just because you cut that same flow throughout the whole record, and at some point you could have switched it up. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Buffalo, New York, you guys have a lot to talk about. You know, in New York, Buffalo is a tough area now, and it's in a place where people are paying attention, you know, from artists from Benny and Westside and Conway and those guys. You know what I mean? They're putting you guys on the map. But again, just got to figure out how to compromise the sound a little bit with today's sound. You know what I mean? And just make it sound a little bit more updated. But I'm gonna give you a pass as well, because like I said, the song, I wasn't mad at, because you were saying a couple bars within that flow. So, you know what I'm saying? Just figure out how to update it a little bit more.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo, and congratulations to Flo King. You're our first artist moving on to our championship round with the clean sweep. You'll be getting an email after the event with all the details on how to redeem your prize. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by Country Gold. I see them here in the Zoom. Give me 1 second while we bring them in. And Country Gold, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, boss man?
So we got your song here. It's called Pass Me Another Drink. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Man, you know, it's just all about positivity, good vibe. You know, pretty much was made during the pandemic and everything. So just letting everybody know that, you know, it's still some positive music out here.
All right, sounds good. Before we get into it, let us know where you're from and where we can find your music.
Well, this is my producer. He on the song with me, producer Spider Raw. We out here in the shot with it. You heard me. At Country Gold is my Instagram. I'm on Spotify, SoundCloud, every social media platform, every streaming platform, everything here.
All right, awesome. Sounds good. We're going to get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while you load it up.
Country Gold, y'all. What's up, mommy? Can I buy you a drink? Hey.
Pass me another bottle. I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care what you think.
I don't care what you think.
Pass me another drink. Pass me another bottle. I don't care about tomorrow. And I don't care what you think.
I don't care what you think.
Pass me another drink.
Pass me another drink, another round for the table, another round for the model. Whole Jose, that's my vato. Ran out of work, called Pablo. Shout out to El Chapo, all the way from Chicago. Money real long like the lotto. What you smoking on? Boy gelato. Little mommy in the back of the club, and all she wanna do is show the girls some love. Touching on her body from head to toe. She said, ooh, daddy, I like it nice and slow. On the boardwalk, kneeling and smiling and posing. Hit the fadeaway threes, second to Rosen. Rookie of the year, that's what they gave me. Money on my mind, so it's time to pay me.
Pass me another bottle. I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care what you think.
And I don't care what you think. Hey.
Pass me another drink. Pass me another bottle.
Pass me another bottle.
I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care what you think. Pass me another drink. Since we all here, I'm about to start. I'm calling out shots like a pool shark. Who want a whole lot of vodka, little cranberry? Hennessy on the rocks, looking legendary. Baby, a Long Island iced tea might make you like me. Taste this daiquiri, baby. Strawberry on the rim of the cup. We up in the club, throw your hands up. Drink a little margarita, that's what's up. Me and gold like a ball sack, we just too nuts. Crazy, not stupid after 5 days of work. We in the VIP watching all the girls twerk. Haters hate the game, don't hate the gamer. We got around the shots like a gun chamber. Another round, another round, another round, another round. Pass me another bottle. I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care what you think. Pass me another drink. Pass me another bottle. I don't care about tomorrow. And I don't care what you think. Pass me another drink. Pass me another bottle.
Pass me another bottle.
I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care what you think.
I don't care what they say, baby.
Pass me another drink. Pass me another bottle.
Pass me another bottle.
I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care about tomorrow.
And I don't care what you think.
I don't care what they say.
Pass me another drink.
All right, that was Country Gold with his song "Pass Me Another Drink." Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about the song. To start things off with Poto. Poto, what do you think about Country Gold and his song?
I thought it was okay. I feel like from the production to the chorus to even his verse felt very nostalgic. Even some of the phrases and some of the words he was using felt a little bit, nostalgic as well. And the song is a year old, so I was hoping to hear something, a little bit more up to date. There's another one I thought was cool, but again, it just sounds to me, it's just gonna be hard to compete with a lot of the kids, a lot of the records that are, up to date. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to say it's a no pass for me on this one.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Poto. Unfortunately, it's a no pass from Poto. We still got 2 judges left to go. Let's get their thoughts. Let's kick it off to Pain One. Pain One, what you think?
Yeah, I agree. It was very nostalgic. It did feel like kind of 2007-ish, and kind of a Floridian sound, honestly. Like you would hear, like Plies featuring Flow Ride on the Hook or something, and I'm like, damn, this would have been a hit back then. So I think the fact that they have this level of intentionality and the quality was great. I mean, though it sounded dated, the quality was on par with mainstream records at the time. And so I think just taking that intentionality, because it's clear that they put a lot of work into every step of the songwriting process, like dated as it was for what it was, it would have been a high quality song during that era. Just translate that to a newer sound, and that approach already is difficult to perfect, and like, how do you teach people how to approach songwriting and like figure out how to make a hit? They at least know how to do that. They just got to update it and make something either more current or more classic that's not so tied to a specific era, because that sound and the synths and the words and everything are just very tied to a specific era. Whereas if you make something that transcends eras, then you know, that's you have longevity no matter when it was created. So I think they have a lot of talent and a great approach. I guess I'm gonna say Polo said no pass. Whatever Polo said, I agree with, because he's A&R, but and he knows what he's talking about. But I'm on the fence because it's a solid song, but it is dated, and I think that puts us judges in a bad position, or a tricky position, because it's like, it's not a bad song. You know, they did a good job. It's just not for right now.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. Unfortunately, that was a no pass from Pain One. But before we move on, let's get your feedback from Sean. Sean, what did you think?
Yeah, I gotta agree with the guys. This one sounds just a little bit too dated for me. Yeah, this is like prime era, like T-Pain, like 07, 06. Yeah, you definitely know how to like make a sound and like the structure and all that, but you just want to bring it up to date with the production and the songwriting and all that. So for this one, it's a no pass, but you do got potential.
All right, there you have it.
Hey, hold on, let me JP to add to that. Like you said, you got the formula. I agree with Payne. In 2007, this probably would have been a hit. You know, the formula is there, but just gotta update the sound. You know what I mean, and the flow a little bit more, because again, it just felt too nostalgic.
All right, there you have it. Unfortunately, 3 no passes. You did get a lot of positive feedback from everyone and a lot of great things to work on there. So just make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We hope to see you in a future online event. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by Steve Glow. We do have them here in the Zoom, so give me 1 second while I bring them in. And Steve Glow, what's going on? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Okay, good. So we got your song here. It is called Money Machines. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
So me and my boys, 2 producers I work with, were at my house, and we were just recording some stuff, and my man made that beat on the spot, and we just kind of like passed the mic back and forth. So it was just some straight freestyle shit. And this track is will be on a mixtape with DJ Holiday coming up, and the producer on it, Polo Boy Shawty, he produced it, and it'll be like the whole tape produced by him. So
okay, awesome, sounds good. Before we get into it, just let us know where you're from and where we can find your music.
I'm from Philly, and you can just find me on Steve Glow everywhere. You know, STEVEGLO.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
All right.
Fuck with some niggas that's posted on blogs. I fuck with some niggas that fuck with some stars. Balenciaga, no, I'm not rocking Crocs.
No, it's all how I do it, them stop. Steve Glow come through, roll around, get robbed. Money man, she know get you robbed. Try to step in the way, but you can't stop.
I love my Nina, I'm letting it rock. You fucking my fall like bubble we pop. Now these niggas be getting no guap. If you get money, then you can come shop.
Ain't getting no guap, can't come in the spot. Go Polo, such money, getting that guap. All eyes on us, so they gon' wild. Can't stop, take it up a notch.
Hickory, dog. How many bitches tryna get me top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'ma stop counting cause that shit a lot. Drink codeine, hold my lean.
Don't need none, got my green. Oh, we got them Benjis.
I can't see these niggas, I need some Visine. My phone rings, 13 feet. The work that I'm selling, the cleanest of clean. I'm on this one cause I pop me a bean. All this money by side of the seams. Little bad bitch look at me in them jeans. She gonna look me in the wind, I'm in between. Treat her like an actress, we making the scene. Glow Polo Miss, we a money machine.
Little bitch British and she Philippine. Oh, I love when that bitch scream. Can't put a bitch before the team. I'm sending shots, bitch, what you mean? Stop shots, give me protein. No, we gon' get the guap by any means. Face it head on, we got steam. Rich minds, we gon' chase our dreams.
Murder the pussy and flee in the scene. Not cuffing no bitches, they treating the team. Getting this money like fuck do you mean? I'm playing my part, she tryna scheme.
I'm smoking on Zaza. I'm not with the blah blah. No. I pop out like Ta-Da. What? The chopper go rah rah.
We loving like ha ha. Let's go get you buzz like bah ha.
She calling me daddy like father. I'm on the jaw, stop.
Take it there, we take it farther. With the team, you cannot stop.
And I'm with the gang, we making the heat. And we in this bitch, we shine on the beat. I'm making the beat, nigga, leave me alone. Marvin Gaye with the Glock, let's get it on. Driving the auto, bitch, I've been my zone. I'm that nigga making beats on the phone. Smoking that Spanish, pop out. Flying the coupe like bye-bye. Smoking that gas got me high. The niggas, they pussy, they felines.
Pussy.
All right, that was Steve Glow with his song Money Machines. Let's see what our judges thought about the song. Start things off this time with Sean Barron. Sean, what did you think about Steve Glow and his song?
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I thought it was solid. I think it's good enough for a pass. I think the song structure could work on that a little bit, but other than that, it was good. Give it a pass.
All right, awesome. There you have it. Thank you, Sean. You got your first pass from Sean. Let's kick it off to our next judge. Let's check in with Polo. Polo, what did you think?
Yeah, I wasn't mad at this one. I felt like they all brought good energy to the record. I thought I know his voice stood out the most. But I feel like he did a good job. And there was one or two artists that were kind of off in certain parts, but in other parts they were on as well. But it felt like today, you know what I'm saying? They went in there and they was just going, going in strong. So I'm gonna give it a pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. You got your pass from Polo. Let's see if you got the clean sweep with Pain 1. Pain, what'd you think?
Yeah, I would have given it a pass. It was fun. The mix was solid. It sounded current. But yeah, structure wise, it feels like one of these little like viral back and forth freestyle approaches. But yeah, I mean, it did what it did. So I would have given it a pass.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain 1. Congratulations, Steve Glow. You got 3 passes from all 3 of our judges. So you'll be moving on to our championship round in Miami to compete for our grand prize. You'll be getting an email after the event with all the info on that. So let's go ahead and move on to our next artist. They go by Rockstar JG. So give me 1 second while I bring them in.
Cause I'm in deal with coming to my function like me missing.
Rockstar, what's going on? How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. So we got your song here. It's called Chop Now Freestyle. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about?
Chop Now, honestly, just woke up one day and went on Instagram because I had took a detox from Instagram. And I just seen like the whole same thing was still going on. After I done gave these people a break, it's just still like the same Miami shit going on. So I felt like I just needed to like bring some type of awareness away so niggas can stop doing like dumb shit. If you get what I'm saying, like I'm knocking what niggas is doing in a sense, like on how they doing what they doing to like kind of bring awareness to what y'all doing, like y'all hustling backwards, like y'all being stupid with y'all hustle life type of thing. And then I just ended up turning it into a dancing song because when I did this song, I knew nothing about rapping, honestly. I just woke up one day and like, I like this beat. I want to make a freestyle. This in my bag now. It's different. This is my baby right here. I love Chop Now.
All right, sounds good. Before we get into your song, just let us know where you're from and where we can find music.
I'm from Miami. I currently don't have my own personal Instagram. I do everything off of my business page, which is JG Records. JG stands for Hefe Guap. That's Rockstar Hefe Guap. You can find me on pretty much everything that DistroKid puts all the music on: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. So far, the only song that's on all those platforms is Chop Now, but I literally just left the studio this morning at 6. I'm working on an EP. I got like maybe 15 or 16 songs that I'm working on right now. And yeah, I'll put them on this platform again. I'll be back on Coast to Coast with some more projects.
Sounds good. Let's get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while you load it up.
All right.
JG Records.
Chop now. Yo, J Mills. That one there wicked. Watch the floor. Hey. I said I'm tired of these rookie ass, scamming ass niggas. Niggas switching sides for a SWEDE ass nigga. Oh, you made it 10 think you the man ass nigga. He can't wait to post it on the gram ass nigga. Ha, ha. That's a lame ass nigga. Chop now. Say that's a lame ass nigga. Watch our style, so we do the crime there. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Friday. Chop, so we buggy line there. Brr, chop now. Brr, chop now. Brr, chop now. I saw my bang it when my flipping did the money in the legend never born rich, so they cashing on me, I forget it. Chop, chop. Hey. Make it your back chat to me see the bank drop. Chop now. So me deal with poverty, my fuck she like my missus. Chop now. Bumbo club. Ay, ay, ay. Watch our style, so we do the crime there. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Friday. Chop, so we buggy line there. I said I'm tired of these rookie ass, scamming ass niggas. Niggas switching sides for a SWEDE ass nigga. Oh, you made it 10 think you the man ass nigga. He can't wait to post it on the gram ass nigga. Ha, ha. That's a lame ass nigga. Chop now. Say that's a lame ass nigga. Nah, that's a baby sweat. 3D clothes, bitch ain't even get a text. Now he on hold waiting on the fucking rap. Shred dead, now he tryna depot checks. He the rookie of the year, send him to the shred back. Kill him dead, pussy. Chop, chop, chop now. Watch our style, so we do the crime day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Friday. Chop, so we buggy line day. Brr, chop now. 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 Hey, do the rock, so we do the rock. Chop rock, so we do the rock. Hey, do the rock, so we do the. Hey, yo, me want to see you pull on the bugger phone right now. Brawley, on us. Brr, chop now. I me say brr, chop now. I me say brr, chop now. I me say, what's his name? Bumbo Clan. Hey, hey, that one in name Chop Rock. Hey, do the Chop Rock, so we do the Chop Rock. Brr, chop now. Do the Chop Rock, so we do the Chop Rock. Brr, chop now. Do the Chop Rock, so we do the Chop Rock. Brr, chop now. Do the Chop Rock, so we do the Chop Rock. Brr, chop now. Me let my banga phone. Swear to God. Hey. And if you know, you know. Chop. Brr, chop now.
JG Records.
All right, that was Rockstar JG with their song. Let's see what our judges thought about the track. Let's start things off with Polo. Polo, what do you think about JG and their song?
I like her voice. I like her energy. I see what she was trying to do, but like you said, it was a freestyle, and it felt like a freestyle. Felt empty. There was a lot of empty pockets. There was a lot of empty spots, so it didn't really feel complete. And then there was no direction. Like, you know, I feel like I know she was trying to go off, but kind of didn't really put it all the way together. It sounds a little early for me, but I like her energy. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I like her. The cadence is a little bit. I just feel like she just needs to work on it a little bit more. But for now, I'm gonna say no pass, but she has potential.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. For a change, that's a no pass from Polo, but let's see what our next just thought. Let's kick it off to Pain One. Pain One, what do you think?
It was very different. And I, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Skillabang, in the sense that his, you know, he does dancehall, but he does this really unorthodox cadence where there will be all these kind of breaks and pauses. Right in the middle, when the hook came in the middle, it was like so on point and fluent. I was like, that should have been the main hook. You should have flown that in, you know, all 3 times. Because the structure did kind of break down. It was chaotic, but also chaotic in this kind of, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it. And it was probably because of the energy. And also just like, I don't know. Love it or hate it, I'm gonna give it a pass just because I'd like to see that translated to a stage. That level of energy is hard to come by. And this was the most energetic showing of all of the contestants. So I think that's something that is lost, especially because I know that Coast to Coast it's Coast to Coast live, you know what I mean? So we're talking real life energy, not studio energy, and I can tell that this artist has it. So this is my weird vote of the day, but that's what it is.
All right, awesome. There you have it. Thank you, Payne. You got a pass there from Payne, a no pass from Polo. That means we have a tiebreaker, and it's all up to Sean. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought this one, it's not all the way there, but there's enough there where I could see the potential. I like the energy a lot. I'm gonna give it a pass.
All right, awesome. Congratulations, Rockstar. You got your second pass there from Sean. So you will be moving on to our championship round in Miami. So congratulations. We'll be sending you an email after the event with all the info. We're going to move on to our next artist on the lineup. They go by CJ Shakur, and we have them here in the Zoom. So give me 1 second while I bring them in. And we're still trying to bring in CJ. Just give me 1 second. All right, looks like we're having trouble bringing them in, so we're going to go ahead and get right into their song. Just give me 1 second while we load it up.
Real GS3 shit, you already know how we fucking come in this bitch. You get blown down, touch them like it's in the back and get murdered through the whole time. We gon' paint your face with murder, nigga, you don't want any problem. You don't want this smoke. Say I'm lacking with
All right, that was CJ Shakur with their song. Let's see what the judges thought about it. Let's start things off with Pain One this time. Pain, what you think about CJ and his song?
I like that there was a lot of potential. It was just that I feel like it wasn't like he has a lot of raw talent, and I want to like the song. I mean, I do like the song, but I want to like it more. I think it was really just maybe the hook that was holding it back, because the hook started off so strongly, and then there was this pause, and then I feel like it just fell off, and it felt like an afterthought to the verses. And so I think just with him taking his raw talent and then paying close attention to more conventional songwriting, and then keeping that kind of fun, chaotic energy, once he achieves a balance between those elements, he'll be all good, and he'll have something really special. I think he has something special now, but it's like a very raw, unpolished diamond, and I can see the value in that, but I don't know that it's ready to be presented yet. So right now it's a no pass, but I think he has all the potential in the world.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Pain One. Unfortunately, a no pass from Pain, but we still got two judges left to go. Let's see what our next judge thought. Let's kick it off to SHAWN Barron. SHAWN, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it's been parts of everything that I've liked today, but it hasn't been like a fully cohesive idea at all for one particular person. And I feel like the same for this. I feel like I like his voice. I like the rawness of what he's doing, but the song wasn't all the way there yet. So I'm gonna give this one a no pass.
All right, thank you, SHAWN. Unfortunately, that's a no pass from SHAWN as well. But before we move on, let's get your feedback from Poto. Poto, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with my fellow judges. It's like they said, there's parts, there's potential there, but it just didn't. The overall, the whole delivery just didn't really come across the way it should have. And that might have to be with the hook as well. I agree with Payne. I think the hook I was on the fence, and then just kind of the hook kind of just, stirred me to the side I didn't really want to go. But he definitely has potential, and I think he has a voice that stands out. But it's a no pass for me for now.
All right, there you have it. Thank you, Polo. Unfortunately, that was a 3 no passes from all of our judges, but they get a lot of great positive feedback there from everyone. So make sure to check out that feedback email after the event. We're going to move on to our last artist on today's lineup. They go by Slum Baby Wick. I'm not sure if we have them here in the Zoom. If you are in the Zoom, can you please raise your hand for us? All right. Give me 1 second while we bring them in. And Slum Baby, can you turn on your camera and your mic for us? There we go. So how you doing? We got your song here. It's called All In. Tell us a little bit about your song. What's it about? Sorry, I can't hear you.
It's about, facing hardships and, adversity and face challenges that you face unknowingly and some knowingly. And, just typical motivation music,
All right.
That's the key.
All right. Before we get into it, let us know where you're from and where we can find your music.
I'm from Falls, Mississippi, and I got some music on Audio Mac, and I got a song on YouTube, and I have a song on Apple Music and Spotify.
I think you might be covering your mic. It's kind of hard to hear you. There we go.
I'm from Falls, Mississippi, and I have songs on Audio Mac, Apple Music, Spotify, those type of platforms.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna get right into your song. Just give me 1 second while you load it up.
Young Beats.
Ooh, I give my heart to everybody, but they don't get that same love, babe. Ooh, love it. Ooh, I've been taking drugs for my rehab. I fucked around and relapsed. Witness some shit that let me scar. Get the fuck up on my face if you ain't gon' play your part. I'm dealing with a broken heart. I caught myself so many times, I just charged it to the gang. Where I'm from, they don't love you till you going in your grave. My heart pretty like cocaine, I would go with a stain. I got a drug problem, but it helped me with my pain. I've been going through some things, sometimes I wanna blow my brain. I keep my distance from these niggas, cause they lame. I fucked up my blessing, that's why I be stressing. God threw it at me, how the fuck I ain't catch it? I'm learning my lesson, I ask for forgiveness. I'm trying to get right for a fuck nigga kid me. I done been on some dark roads, my heart sold, my soul broke. I wanna pack up on my shit and hit the road and they ain't coming back. I give my heart to everybody, but they don't get that same love back. Oh, love it. Oh, so lately I've been trying to live right. They gon' speak on what I do, but ain't gon' help me win the fight. I grew up in a thug, like my heart empty, cold-hearted. I'm trying to make it to the top, right now I'm all in. So lately I've been trying to live right. I grew up in a thug life. They gon' speak on what I do, they don't speak on the sacrifice. It done been some cold night, my stomach empty. I'm starving, I'm trying to make it to the top, right now I'm all in. I used to sit inside at night, thinking about a way to come. I had a hard ass, like you wouldn't understand unless I told you. I used to see love, but I kept me neglected. They ain't never see me stressing, but the devil always tell me, Sailor baby, we can fuck out, but I can't make you my main. Shit, I'm married to my money, ain't got no friend, my bum chain. People I used to fuck with tough, I can't even look at them the same. They drop my name and now they stuck, man, this life a dirty game. I give my heart to everybody, but they don't get that same love back. Ooh, love it. I wanna pack up all my shit and hit the road. I ain't going back. So many tears in my blunts, look at my eyes, this with my pain at. I got a lost soul.
All right, there we have it. That was Slum Baby Wick with his song. Let's kick it off to our judges, see what they thought about the song. Let's start things off with SHAWN BARRON. SHAWN, what you think?
Yeah, I like this one. I like this a lot. It's a pass.
All right, awesome. There you have it. You got a pass there from SHAWN. Let's kick it off to our next judge, Pained One. What do you think?
I liked it as well. I think there's a lot of potential. I think the focus for him should just be refining the structure and the songwriting, because I feel like the structure was really strong at the beginning, and then it kind of started breaking down near the end of the song. And there was a part that maybe was a bridge, or maybe was I just wasn't sure. So I'm, as a listener, I'm just kind of trying to discern some sort of structure, but he has a dope voice. He has a pretty solid concept of melody, and so I thought it was a solid effort. So I'll give it a pass as well.
All right, awesome. Congratulations. Got your second pass there from Pain 1. Let's see if you got the clean sweep of Polo. Polo, what did you think?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I like the rawness. I felt the pain. You know what I mean? I feel like he got his message across. Obviously, there were certain parts that could be stronger, especially when he tried to sing a little bit in the melody part. And I think like what Payne said, it sort of felt like a little bridge, but I wasn't sure. But definitely, I'm gonna give it a pass for sure. I liked it. I like the rawness of it. Definitely should keep going.
All right, awesome. There you have it. Congratulations. Wick, you got the clean sweep, got 3 passes from all of our judges, and we'll be moving on to our championship round in Miami to compete for our grand prize. We'll send you an email after the event with all that info. So Slum Baby Wick was our last artist on today's lineup. In total, we had 4 artists who all moved to our championship round in Miami. So congratulations to everyone. Before we get off the live stream, let's give our judges a quick shout out and a thank you for joining us today, starting with Sean Barron. He's SVP of A&R Motown Capitol Records. Sean, where can everyone find you on social media?
I'm at Sean Barron on Instagram and Twitter.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean, for joining us today. Our next judge, he is a multi-platinum producer. He's produced for artists such as LUDACRIS, Young JEEZY, Rick Ross, 50 Cent, and many, many more. He's DJ Pain 1. Pain, where can everyone find you on social media?
I'm easy to find. I'm just at DJ Pain 1, DJ Pain the number 1 on all social media.
Awesome. Thank you, Pain 1. And Polo had to exit real quick, but you can find him at beats_Polo on Instagram. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.